2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff.
After more than half a century, humans are heading back toward the moon. Artemis II has successfully lifted off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, sending 4 astronauts on the first crewed lunar mission since 1972.
The moon was abandoned because the Apollo mission had been completed, and at the time, scientific missions were more interested in the planet Mars in the search for ancient life. Now there's a return to the moon.
And the mission is making history in more ways than one. Christina Koch is set to become the first woman to travel beyond low Earth orbit. Victor Glover will be the first person of color to do the same. And Jeremy Hansen from the Canadian Space Agency is the first non-American ever assigned to a lunar mission. Leading them is Commander Reed Wiseman. Together, they will spend the next 10 days living and working inside Orion, a capsule roughly the size of a minibus. The first day will be spent in Earth orbit.
One of the most important things we want to test on this mission is the environmental controls and life support systems. All the things that keep the crew safe and healthy inside the Orion spacecraft. We want to test those out in the Earth orbit before we make the commitment to go to the moon.
Only then will Orion fire its engines and head into deep space. The spacecraft will swing around the moon on a free return trajectory, using lunar gravity to pull the crew around it and back toward Earth.
We're going to take our astronauts farther than any human has ever been from Earth before, so that we'll break the record from Apollo.
It comes as Washington aims to reassert its lead in the space race, while China pushes ahead with its own lunar ambitions.
This is, again, the first step in what will really be a series of missions designed to establish a sustained presence on the lunar surface, and then ultimately we're going to set our sights on humans around and to the surface of Mars.
Inside Orion, there's also a smaller reminder of who missions like this are meant to inspire. A plush moon called Rise. Designed by an 8-year-old, it carries a micro SD card filled with messages and hopes from children around the world.
It is our strong hope that this mission is the start of an era where every person on Earth can look at the moon and think of it as also a destination.
So Artemis II is not just testing hardware for the next mission. It is also carrying a message that the journey back to the moon is not only about going farther. It is about opening that path to those still dreaming of following it. Lara Kilicarslan, TRT World.